Thank you so much, Banka Manneh. It's been years since we haven't spoken. Welcome back to the US.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Okay. Mr. Manneh, it may be subjective to ask you a question relating to the former president, Yahya Jammeh, knowing that you are one of those people in the struggle who were fighting relentlessly to ensure that democracy prevails in the Gambia. Now, the Jammeh issue has now become a national, spotlight that a probe is now inquiring about how his assets were confiscated and subsequently sold. What is your take on this saga so far?
No, I mean, the whole saga really, it's unfortunate that it has sort of been embroiled in a big controversy because of the lack of transparency and the manner in which basically the whole asset sales were conducted. And I think that really that should not have been the case because, these were stolen assets as it has been established, that these assets were sort of generated from the funds that have been stolen from the Gambian coffers, money denied to poor farmers, to Gambians that really, really, really needed this money for their welfare and well-being. So now that we're lucky to be able to recover part of that. I know we not be able to recover most of this money because Jammeh, this money is what he used to do was he would throw big parties, he would bring women from all over the world and have a big sort of event of debauchery and and all kinds of crazy stuff. So the money was being spent on very frivolous stuff. So most of the money most probably is gone. But the little that we are able to recover, I think what should have happened was those assets, especially, should have been disposed of in the way and manner that will do justice to the victims, to the country, and to the entire process that we embarked upon, which is to make sure that Gambians are able to get back as part of these looted funds and use it for development of the country. So to realize that, basically this was turned into some kind of an Osusu kind of thing. You are supposed to sell something that is worth $1 million. You call two friends and you sell it to each other for $5,000. It's ridiculous stuff. This is very, very unfortunate. So for me, really, I think that that's what saddens me about the whole brouhaha, and that is, we should not have allowed such a thing to happen because the victims, especially, deserve better. We could easily take this money and dole it among the shared among the victims because they deserve that too. I mean, we cannot compensate them enough. Some of these people, what has been done to them is just so horrendous that you cannot even imagine. And so for some, they lost their father, their mother, their sister, their uncle. So and you can never pay. I mean, you cannot pay for that. And all these crimes, frankly, were committed by the Gambia government because Jammeh was the president of the Gambia, and the people that he sent out to go and commit these crimes were literally Gambia government employees wearing Gambia National Army uniforms. So, it shouldn't have gone this way. It should not have. So I'm glad there is an inquiry and that there is a lot of noise about it and that there are protests that have been held about it because it's a serious national matter that we needs addressing really, really, really quick too.
So there is this talk or rumor about his eventual return to the Gambia. From the grapevine, I understand it's August 16, and there is a, colorful welcome, perhaps a red carpet welcome awaiting.
Yeah.
Does that scare you?
I hope that is true, really. One thing I don't debate with, especially Jammeh supporters who are the ones that are sort of spreading this kind of nonsense, but I don't debate them on this issue because if there's anything we all agree on, anything that we all fully agree on is the idea that Jammeh should return. Let him return. It's his country, isn't it? Let him come back. We want to see him. But let them also know that, some serious crimes were committed by Jammeh, and when he comes, justice will prevail. I mean, will he just, as long as he's willing to submit himself to the courts and let the court decide his fate. That's all we are asking. Nobody's saying that he shouldn't come back to the Gambia, and nobody's insisting that he will not come to the Gambia. I don't even hear anyone was saying that, really, frankly. So when I hear this sort of noise about Jammeh will return, I sit there and go, wait a minute. I think that's something that we all agree on. Because if he doesn't return, maybe we will not be able to have justice for the victims. So let him come and let the courts decide his fate. That's all we ask. I don't think that's too much to ask, Mr. Balde. So, yeah, absolutely. If August 16th, we've had those dates before. I mean, January 15th, it's always on the 15th of some month, apparently. I don't know what they know about the 15th, but what is about the 15th that they choose all the time. But yeah, let him come. Seriously. I'm praying for that every day, that Jammeh returns to the Gambia. Because if he returns, then justice will be done. You know, the courts will decide his fate. That's all. Now, where we'll have a problem is if he returns, then his supporters, whoever they are, decide, no, he's not going to be prosecuted. He's not going to be touched. Well, where's Jammeh? Is he above the law? Is he above the constitution of the Gambia? No, he's not. So what's the problem?
What is it?
So I know it's another hoax, but I hope it's true. Really, I do.
But Banka, what is the guarantee that he'll be prosecuted? I mean, you are talking from a personal vantage point of view. You are not in government. You are not in the mindset of the government. So what is the guarantee that he's going to...
No, I'm talking in terms of law. You see, Mr. Balde, one of the things that even Jammeh supporters don't understand, and maybe because there are lack of understanding of how the law operates. The crimes that Jammeh committed include crimes like torture, which is a preemptory norm. What I mean by preemptory norm is that under international law, these falls under universal jurisdiction. They call them juscogents. These are, if you want to call them, mother of all crimes: war of aggression, torture, genocide, you know, things like that. They all fall under juscogents. This is a legal term. But so literally, they all fall under universal jurisdiction. What do I mean by universal jurisdiction? That is, any country in the world is legally obligated. Any country. And I mean, it's not like their citizens must have been affected, or the country must have been committed in that country. No. Any country in the world can prosecute Yahya Jammeh, can arrest him and prosecute him for these crimes. If you remember Usman Sonko in Switzerland, Usman did not kill any Swiss. He did not commit any crimes in Switzerland, frankly, as far as I know. All the crimes that he was prosecuted for and sentenced under, the laws that he was sentenced under, all fall under universal jurisdiction. That's why the Swiss government was able to arrest him and prosecute him. Now, if they can do it to Usman Sonko, what do you think Jammeh, one who actually is the ringleader, basically the head of this snake, what do you think is going to happen to him? So Jammeh's problem, in fact, Gambia is the least of his problem. The moment he steps out of Equatorial Guinea, I can tell you, so many countries will be rushing to grab Jammeh and take him to prosecute him. It's not even funny. Ghana will want to prosecute him. Senegal will want to prosecute him. Nigeria will want to prosecute him. I can go to a London list. The United States will want to prosecute him. Germany wants to prosecute him. France wants to prosecute him. UK wants to prosecute him. So there are tons of countries. Belgium. Currently, as we speak, there are tons of countries that are sitting and waiting for Jammeh to leave Equatorial Guinea so they can grab him and go prosecute him. That's where we are. So it's not like this is some kind of a Jammeh can come to the Gambia and yeah, he can live here happily ever after. No. Where's Charles Taylor? You think Jammeh is more powerful than Charles Taylor? Charles Taylor is in prison. Hussein Habre, he died in prison. You think Hussein Habre is more powerful than Yahya Jammeh? No. And frankly, all of them share the same kind of sort of crimes, torture and those kinds of crimes. You commit those, especially torture. The moment that falls in there, right there, it falls under universal jurisdiction. As any country, even Mexico, can arrest Jammeh and prosecute him today on the principle of universal jurisdiction. That's all. So if you leave, he knows that. So his supporters are just bluffing. You know, they say these things because Jammeh is he's a narcissist. You understand that? He has a narcissistic personality disorder. So he's game. I mean, he's an expert manipulator. He who just is just one of the most evil people you can find on earth. So all these people that are ringing, screaming over the Jammeh come, they are just manipulated. They don't know the man that they are even defending and supporting. They don't know that that guy cares about nobody but himself, his own hair. Even his own children, he will sacrifice them. They don't know that. So they can scream, but unfortunately for us, this is an international problem. It's not even a Gambian problem anymore. Hussein Habri was prosecuted in Senegal. He didn't commit any crime in Senegal. He was the president of it. Yeah.
But Banka, you are basing it on assumption that Belgium, when he landed there, I mean, will Jammeh inform the Belgian authorities at the airport? He could escape all these countries, and he can even come to the Gambia on a chartered flight.
Even if he comes, that's what I'm saying. Even if he flies all the way
assumption.
No, this is international law. I'm trying to tell you, there is precedence for it all over the place.
But a chartered flight, will it be halted up mid-air?
No, let them fly all the way direct from Equatorial Guinea all the way to Gambia and land over there. Let him do that. Yes, when he does that, he'll find security people at the gate of the foot of the plane waiting to arrest him. Because the Gambia, here's the thing, here's how it works. If the Gambia fails to prosecute Jammeh today, what will happen is all these countries that I'm talking United States, UK, France, Germany, and all these, and Ghana, Nigeria, all the countries that are looking to prosecute him right now, and they are vigorously pursuing him. Like I said, Switzerland prosecuted Usman Sonko. Germany prosecuted even by law. America prosecuted Korea. You know that. Korea is not being prosecuted for crimes in the Gambia. I mean, sorry, in America. It's crimes the crimes that he committed in the Gambia were the ones he's being prosecuted under. So what I'm trying to tell you is that it doesn't matter if Jammeh lands in the Gambia tomorrow. What all these countries will do is they will go to the International Criminal Court and say to them, well, they will take Gambia to court, that is, and say either Gambia will have to prosecute Jammeh or let him hand him over to a country that will prosecute him. That's what happened to Hissène Habré in Senegal. Belgium was the one that sued Senegal to court. Belgium. And they sued Senegal and said, hey, Senegal, this guy has committed some very, very serious crimes in this country that fall under universal jurisdiction. So you either prosecute him or you hand him over to a country that will prosecute him. Those are the two options you have. And the court declared in Belgium's favor, saying, yes, Senegal, either you hand him over or you prosecute him. They decided to prosecute him in Senegal. And then he was sent to prison over there. That's how he died in prison in Senegal. So this is not something that Gambia has a choice. He can come there and live happily ever after. Nobody would say anything anymore. It's over. No. The people who think he can just come and live there, they don't know the law. They don't know what is happening around the world, where we are as it relates to such crimes. I don't think they understand that. So even Russian President Vladimir Putin of Russia, you see how powerful Russia is? How powerful Russia is? It's a nuclear nation. There are countries that even Vladimir Putin is avoiding today because there's an arrest warrant on him. The Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, there are countries he's literally avoiding today because there's an arrest warrant on him. If those people, and you know what they are accused of? War of aggression. And in the other case, genocide. This and war of aggression and genocide are at the same level as the crime that Jammeh is being accused of, torture. They are literally on the same level, according to international law. So to think that those presidents are even avoiding nations because they will be arrested. But Jammeh, on the other hand, can come to the Gambia and live happily ever after. I think people, I don't know whether Jammeh, he's an expert manipulator. He's bamboozled them into thinking he as an individual is so powerful that nobody can touch him if he wants to.
So, but Banka, a lot of people, some of the Jammeh supporters said there are personal grudges against Jammeh. And then there was also an attempt, like an attempted coup in which some people were just fed up with him and they wanted to get rid of him. It's like two wrong cannot make a right. So those are some of the grievances that some people, maybe like you, are trying to vent against him. But I mean, there are.
Okay, you can say that in my case or other cases. That's fine. All right, let's even put that aside. What did Masi Jammeh do to him? What crime did Kanyiba Kanyis commit? Ibrahim Chief Mane, they're the Hydra. I can go through a list. Now you tell me, were those people also trying to stage a coup? Solo Sunday, was he trying to stage a coup? He was literally tortured to death. Torture. Again, torture. So this is not, I mean, they cannot spin this. Nobody can even fix this. This is way past that. That's where we are. The crimes are so grave, it's so serious, so just outrageous. The victims are so innocent that you cannot spin this and say, oh, well, and then somehow justify the killings and the tortures. You cannot. You've arrested Solo Sunday, prosecute him under Section 5 of the Criminal Code.
What about?
And say, well,
what about
without permit? But instead you torture him and kill him. That's outrageous.
What about his properties? The way they were confiscated and subsequently sold. We have one here in Potomac. That one too hasn't been mentioned in the probe that is trying to investigate how the properties were sold. That too, I think, is worth mentioning, or is what for the authorities to come and see how they can talk to the U.S. authorities in a bid to retrieve it.
Yes. I think I don't know. Since when the U.S. government seized the property, and now it's been a few years now. So I don't know. Maybe the Gambia government has initiated such an effort. But if they haven't, they should, because the on these forfeiture laws in the U.S., when they profit these kinds of properties from these dictators or bad actors, they call them, the money goes to the Treasury Department. It doesn't get returned to the country of origin. It's like Jammeh, yes, he stole this money from the Gambia, but the U.S. seizing this property doesn't mean all of a sudden the money goes to the Gambia government. No, it goes to the U.S. Treasury. So the government can go to the U.S. Treasury and say, look, you all have established that this guy stole this property, and you have also not only established that, but you've also established that he stole it from us. It's our money. So please, we would like for you to return it to us. We know it's yours now, legally and technically, but if you can sort of allow us to use it for to develop the nation and even to compensate the victims, the victims of his economic and political crimes and all whatnot, and criminal conducts. So, most likely the United States, I mean, it's a chicken chain to US, 8.5 million. So they might return it a bit, maybe even with stipulations and conditions, and say, hey, we'll give you this money, but it will only be spent on, say, victim reparation. Or they could say, you can only spend it on education or on agriculture. They can put in those stipulations. Sometimes they do that. So, but the Gambia government, yes, I think they should. Maybe they have already, but if they haven't, I think they should.
Yeah, what about the issue? A lot of critics also say the reason why Jammeh is gaining traction is because of the present government's incompetence, to handle the issues, because some of the allegations or audios Jammeh is making enjoys popular support. People endorse it. And some people I spoke to said it's Jammeh is better than Barrow. Others said Barrow is better than Jammeh. So which comes...
The ones that are saying, you see, this comparison of Barrow and Jammeh, it's neither here nor there. Mr. Balde, come on now. Barrow's spit from his mouth is better than Jammeh. I think people who are frustrated with Barrow because of one reason or another, I get that. I understand the frustrations with Barrow. People who disagree with him, I get all that. We can have that discussion any day. People have their concerns, some of which are very legitimate. But to sit here and compare, the only reason why those people are even able to say that in the Gambia is because of the environment that we have right now. That alone has vindicated Barrow. Because at least you can sit in the Gambia today and cuss Barrow out. Now they have criminalized that, which I don't like. But what I'm saying is, you can say all kinds of stuff about Barrow even in the middle of Serekunda market. nobody will arrest you for them. So at least what we have is we have our freedoms now. We have our country that we can political parties can operate. Nobody's been tortured. Nobody's been killed. Nobody's been disappeared. Nobody's been illegally fired from their jobs. We are not hearing those cases. They are happening. They are very few and far in between. I can go through a list. So they compared it to a man who did nothing but perpetuate disaster and destruction, fear and murder in the country for 22 good years. Because you are angry with this one, you are saying that guy is better than him? Really? I think people say that don't either forgotten, or they have amnesia, or they just because I don't think any of those people want Jammeh to rule them again. If anybody really is willing for Jammeh to come and rule you, then you are confused, really. Because with all the crimes that Jammeh has committed, to entertain even the idea of Jammeh ever coming to the Gambia, that's insane. It doesn't even make any sense. This guy is sick. People need to understand that he is not well. He is mentally sick. And a mentally sick individual like this, he will come back and kill even more people than ever before, cause more mayhem than ever before. We are talking about his stolen assets. He will steal even far much more than ever before. If they think somehow this guy is reformed or you can change, I don't think they understand narcissistic personality disorder. They are manipulative. They are about control and power. And they will even kill their own children if we will give them that. So to think that somehow that guy, because he's saying all the right things, he's just manipulating you. He's fooling with their brains. They don't know it. That's what he's doing. He's literally fooling with their brains. I don't think they understand this dynamic. So what do you do? He's sitting there listening to everything that's coming out of the Gambia, the issue of corruption, all the things that people are yelling about. And then he would make an audio and yell about them and present himself. Why didn't he was there for 22 good years. Why didn't he fix those problems? I think Barrow literally inherited his disaster. The healthcare problem, who caused it? Was it not Jammeh? The embezzlement of funds and the corruption that he's talking about. Are we not talking about his stolen assets? Well, I mean, how can we forget all that and also say Jammeh is better than Barrow? It's weird. Because he's sitting there and saying all the right things. Oh, if I were there, Gambia would be right now. People are dying in the hospitals. I mean, he's manipulating you. He's gaslighting you. Jammeh has killed so many people. How can Jammeh complain about people who are dying in the Gambia because of crime? I mean, they call it gaslighting. You are seeing white right there, a white wall. He's telling you, no, it's not white, it's black. You see him as a murderer. He's telling you, no. These guys are the murderers. They are the killers. Because they do that too. They project. Whatever they do, they accuse the other person. So they say all those people are liars. It means they are the liar. That's what they do. People need to understand this. Maybe we need to teach narcissistic personality disorder in our schools so that our people can begin to understand the mindset of a narcissist. Very manipulative. That's how he outfoxes everybody in that country. Sana Sabali and Edward Singate. I bet you $1 million. The Sana and Edward's problem was caused by Jammeh. He was one who pit them against each other. And from there, he went on to pit Mandinka versus Jola. He pit even family members together. If in the villages, he would take this alkaloshe from this family, give it to this other family. He was pitting everybody against each other. And people never saw it. They never understood that. Instead, they were enemies. Divide and conquer. Jammeh did that throughout the country. It's a typical narcissistic operation. They don't know that. So now he's back at it. He's back at it. He's trying, but thank God now, at least when he leaves Equatorial Guinea, he will be prosecuted. I can guarantee you that. So the idea of him even going to be Gambian president or even living in the Gambia peacefully, that's gone. So at least we are safe on that front. But the supporters on the ground who are still yelling in our ears, these things, it's just what is sad. That's literally what I'm trying to address, so that they understand the nature of the man that they are, quote unquote. So no matter how frustrated you get with Barrow, please don't compare him to Yaya. Please don't.
Okay.
He's way better than Yaya.
So Banka, some of your critics say that you have gone so soft on the Barrow government, unlike how you were an activist during Jammeh's time. What happened? Have you been compromised, or are you giving a negative position?
I hear that a lot. They say that Barrow has given me money. Barrow, yeah, sometimes they say Barrow has given me money. The Barrow has never given me a dime. I've never. I would love to. If he gives me money, I'll take it, and maybe I should take some money from him so that I can, at least, if they accuse me of it, at least I would have done it. But no, Barrow has never given me a dime. I have met Barrow only a few times, even to your surprise, very few times. It's not like we are calling each other, we're hanging out. No. And what else? Nobody has never even seen me at an NPP rally, as in an NPP rally, to say that I went there for an NPP rally. You know, I will go to rallies, but you know, like when there is a road that they are commissioning, and the other time because of the Giraffe project, I was there. I think on all these occasions, there was a reason that I went there. So, if he invites me to his rally, I'll go there too. I mean, I'm a bona fide citizen of the Gambia, and I have a right, just like everybody else, to support any party or individual that I want to support. I haven't thrown my weight behind any political party or individual for that matter. But if I choose to do that any day, I have a right to do so. So they can say these things like they can accuse me of some crime. It's not a crime.
But you are not criticizing.
The criticism.
People know you have been a critic of a system, but since you joined the system, you have been very muted.
No, I did not join the system. You see, when you say join the system, they say these things to make me look like my silence on national matters is some kind of a disingenuous attempt. No, I didn't join the system. I'm not working for the Gambia government. And I even hear that they say that the company that I work for is owned by Barrow. All these lies, things that are just bogus. But anyway, my point is, yes, I'm not as active in the activism field as I used to be. That's very true. But I have my own reasons for that. Well, then let me tell you a story. You know, during the struggle, I lost everything. You know, I went to prison. I lost money. I lost my savings. I lost literally everything. I lost my job. I lost everything that you can think of. I lost it except my life. I did. When the struggle was over, I said, you know what? I'm way behind. My kids are about to go to school. My eldest daughter just graduated from college. The younger ones are now in middle school. They're about to go to college. What am I going to do? Just be running around, organizing protests, and not really hunkering down and working to help my family? So, I mean, why should I? Why do you think I should be? Everybody's working and having their good. In America here, I cannot even have a job anymore. People are here, they don't have those restrictions. They're having their good jobs and having their good pay. I cannot work. They want me to continue to be yelling and going places and organizing protests. And many of my families, what? Balde, do you think that is fair to me, honestly?
No.
Tell me, do you think that is fair to me?
No, I don't think. You really need to survive and you need to help your family.
Yeah. Absolutely. I need to survive. I need to go back and say, okay, let me take a break. I'm still an activist. I'm over an activist. In fact, on national issues that matter to me the most, like this Gala thing. You saw my flyer on my page supporting the Gala protest. All of that. Yes. But those will not mean anything to them. No. They will not even mention it. They will not even say, yes, Banka, we saw him. No, they will be quiet on that one. It's only when I'm quiet that they say, oh, see, he's uncompromised. That's why he's quiet. Well, they had to go and literally build my life back up. I had lost everything. Make sure my kids, I situate them to be able to send them to college, to good colleges so they can get there. I owe that to them. I do. That sabbatical is what I have taken to go and do just that. When I went to the Gambia, I'm working over there. I went to the University of the Gambia. I just graduated from the law school, about to go to bar school. And I'm doing all these things. I'm trying to set up businesses in the Gambia. I have a poultry over there. So I'm doing stuff to be able to really survive and build my life back up. When I'm able to build my life back up, then I can really say, okay, now what next? Then we can get into the next chapter. Maybe they will see me in politics. Maybe they will see me in activism. Maybe they are more active in the activism field. Maybe they will see me do other things in the philanthropic field. Maybe they'll see me doing other things. But for now, everybody should just give me a break and allow me to do what I need to do to situate myself and my family. But they say, no, go back there and make more enemies, keep fighting. We are here. In the meantime, they are sitting in their cozy homes with their jobs. Life is good, their families and all that. I'm the fool that is supposed to be going to prison and sacrificing and losing my jobs and all that. No. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm sorry. If anybody expects me to be out there and fighting like crazy like I used to, No, you'll be in for a big disappointment. And if Barrow calls me to help him out or work with him, I will do it. I have no qualms about that. If I have my issues with any issues in government, I'll be happy to express that to him and tell him, look, this is not supposed to be. We should not do this. We should not do this. No, yeah, absolutely. I will. So if people think that this is some kind of a, I've been compromised or no, I've been compromised. If anybody tells them that they are the reason why I'm quiet, they are lying to them, because nobody can quiet me. If I choose to speak, I will speak. But that time it's not. I will still continue to speak, but I'll pick and choose on which matters, when, and how. Nobody's going to choose that for me, just like I don't choose it for other people. So I respect Barrow. I love him. I really, as an individual, I really do. I have a soft spot for the man. I really do. So but this idea that I'm a supporter, I'm over there, he's giving me money, or I'm working for, no, that hasn't happened yet. And I'm not seeking it. It's not like I'm there looking for a job. No, I never even approached them about, oh, I want, no, because I don't operate like that.
So Mr. Banka, do you regret taking part in the December 30th, 2015 attack that has?
No, I don't. No, I don't. So I've lost a lot due to the incident, but I don't regret it because it was necessary. It was necessary. Today we are free in that country, aren't we?
But two wrongs cannot make a right, Banka. Jammeh came through wanted to remove him of the gun.
No, look, that's like saying, well, if somebody kills, he should not be executed. Or if somebody commits murder, he should not be sent to prison away from his family. I'm sorry. What Jammeh was doing demanded an action. That's why even ECOWAS had to bring in weapons. You think Jammeh was removed by elections? It was just a part of it. Elections alone did not remove him out of power. It was guns. You don't think that if ECOWAS did not come there with guns drawn, that Jammeh would still be there as president? You don't believe that?
Maybe if that was a...
No, don't say maybe. It would be the key. What now?
Maybe that would have been, if that was going to be a power sharing or maybe a compromise.
No, there will be no power sharing. Jammeh literally said he's not going nowhere, that the elections were stolen, that he's not going to go nowhere, and he would have gone nowhere, and there would have been nothing you and I can do about it. He would have been president still to this day. It was ECOWAS that said, no, look, we have to, this guy, we now understand. Maybe the December 30 folks were right. Guns and guns alone is the only language this guy understands. They came with armies, with armored vehicles, with armored tanks, with guns, heavy guns, and said, look, you either go out or we're going to have a war. That's what happened. So to sit here and to make it sound like December 30 was quote unquote wrong, then you are saying the ECOWAS method was not legitimate. Guns was what removed Jammeh out of power. When ECOWAS did that, I think December 30 was vindicated. Otherwise, people have been saying, see, we told you, only election could have done this. You shouldn't have pick up guns. Now we are telling them, no. We didn't pick up guns, but somebody else had to pick up guns to get them out of power. So you pick your poison, either us or ECOWAS. Somebody had to pick up guns.
So what is your take on the families of those who lost their life on December 30th incident? What does that brings to you, memories?
It's unfortunate.
You haven't picked up a job here in the US, and then you are now back in the Gambia working there. I mean, you are used to being in the US. I mean, US has better jobs, offer salary, and the like. I mean, with all that, I mean, don't you think that maybe perhaps you think, okay, maybe Jammeh's jujus work, or Jammeh cast a spell on some of us. That's why, I mean, we are facing the consequences.
No, removing a dictator was never easy. Look at other countries in Syria, in Libya, and all those countries. It was a disaster. Many people lost their lives. Many people. Removing a dictator is not an easy feat. People lose lives. People lose livelihoods. People lose homes. They lose properties. They lose everything. So maybe that's part of the sacrifice us Gambians also have to take him out of power. So I didn't regret my part on whatever I have lost. In fact, what I've lost is nothing. People lost their lives. At least my family can see me. I spend time with them. But you have people who literally are gone for good. Those people, their sacrifice are far greater than mine. So, and I'm sure they knew the risk, of course, and they were willing to take it, and they are heroes, our national heroes. We should celebrate them every day.
Finally, Banka, there is this talk about tribalism. I mean, of all places within the media, we've seen the interview in good taste Peter Gomez did with Attack, and then after that, Momoduro Dabo managed to reconcile Attack and ST. But in the fallout, people, I mean, were or are reacting to the remarks made by Peter. I mean, the debate is raging. So where do we stand? Is the Gambia, I mean, moving towards tribalism to an extent that it is now becoming uncontrollable?
No. It's not like we have a tribalism problem in the Gambia. No, I get the whole idea that once in a while these topics will flare up and everybody will be up in arms and all whatnot. Look, if you deal with Nigerians, Gambia, there is no tribalism there. In Nigeria, people will organize events and say, this is an Igbo event, Igbo party. So the only Igbos will show up. In the Gambia, you don't hear it say Mandinka party. This is a Wolof party, or fuller parties going on. Only, Fullers. No, we don't have that. So that's why when these things come up, you see on all the people, everybody condemns it and they all come back because we are mixed. And I even said this, in the Gambia, nobody is the real tribe that they claim to be. Nobody is. This is why maybe tribalism in the Gambia cannot thrive. Nobody is. Everybody is just claiming to be a tribe that they are not. Your last name is Cham, you claim to be Mandinka. When Chams really, where are they from? And are they Mandinkas over there, wherever they are from? Possibly not. Your last name is Njai and you claim to be Wolof. I just debunked this thing on my page just the other day. Last name Jang. I mean, and this is not me talking. This is Hunter Job. I mean, he's foremost intellectual on this issue. He did an extensive research on this. So I'm not cuckoo talking. No, this is from the experts. So Gambia is a country of people who migrate. Everybody migrated from somewhere and came there and we met. So it's quite different from many, many other places. Everybody. Even, I'm telling you, the word Mandinko, it's not referring to a tribe. It's saying people from Manding. It's like saying Kombonko, somebody from Kombo, Badibunko, Jaranko. That's it. From Jara, from Badibu, from Kombo. So Mandinko means from Manding. Now from Manding, it could be Sarahule. It could be, these are all tribes, I mean, quote unquote, if you want to use the tribal word. These are the old tribes over there, different tribes. Or dialects, if you call them. I like the word dialect, not tribe per se. I emphasize more on the language, not the person, because the language is an ecosystem. And in that ecosystem, whoever falls into it becomes that. Not by virtue of science. There is no scientific basis for it. So if a Jallo is born and raised in Banjul, maybe his father is in Jallo and his mom is a Fai from Fayen. Most likely he will grow up speaking Wolof. It looks like culturally is acting, it's talking the Wolof language. Is the things that are associated with the Wolof language culture. He does, and he looks I mean, if you speak Fula to him, he would not even understand when the people outside will call him Fula. And that happens a lot in the Gambia, but it's the ecosystem, it's the environment in which he was born and raised. So this is why these last names, you'll find a Kebe in upcountry as Sarakule, you go to Nyomi, a Kebe is a Fana, or Wolof for that matter. Right? You find a Manneh in Kombo as Mandinka, you go to, what do you call it? Casamas, they are Jola. You find a Sise in upcountry as, Jahanka, Mandinka, and then you go to Kauru, you find them as Wall of Fanafanas, or Ture, for that matter. So this, and because if you are born in an environment, in an area where this is the language that is mostly spoken, that is what, you literally become that sort of, you get into the cultural ecosystem of that language. So that dialect influences your everything from there, as in terms of how you identify yourself. But it's not based on blood. So you shouldn't be there acting like this is who you are and you carry it with such pride, as if though you carry the blood in you. No, you just picked it up along the way somewhere. So for that matter, let's see each other as if though we are a non-tribal society, that there is no tribe, that we are all one and the same. You, Balde, your children tomorrow could easily become, call themselves Mandinka somewhere. Yes, I have seen Baldes that cannot even speak Fula.
Yes.
If you ask those people, yes. Yeah. Jallos that are culturally Wolof language speaking. I mean, I've seen all that in the Gambia.
So,
yes, all over the place, among Jolas and Mandinkas, Sanyangs all over the place. Sonko, even Jammeh used to play this game. So we should not allow tribe to become prominent in our conversations like that, as if though we have this negative, associate this negative connotation to it. What we have is dialects, tribal dialects. And those, yes, are within us, and we have those differences in terms of how we speak, the words we use, how we express, all that kind of stuff. I get that. But in terms of differences as in a people, as oneness of our people, there's no difference in that. We are one and the same. This is why if you come among us, you can see the variations even in our dressing, but in terms of how we dress itself, it's not so different. Yes, you see variations. This one has put a little bit more tweak to it. But generally, an African, anywhere you see us, you know this one is from Africa. There is that literally that sameness in there. So our cultures are not even far apart in terms of that. Before you know it, you go from the Gambia and go to New York. The moment you dress as a Gambian, nobody will be able to know whether this is Fula or Mandinka or this, that. They will know you are from Africa. This is our sameness. This is who we are. So we cannot, I get it. When somebody says these things out of ignorance or because of they don't understand the issues very well, it's very easy for everybody to hang on to it because people think we can profit from this. People think this is an issue that they can hang on to and get ahead politically or economically. In fact, 100% of the cases, wherever you hear tribe and those kinds of wage issues, is all about somebody trying to gain advantage, either politically or economically or socially. That's the only reason why people use it. Other than that, there is no other use for it. To say, hey, here we are, this is us and that's them. And the reason for that is we need to come together and fight for us. Is it political power, economic power, social power? It doesn't matter. But it's fighting for some power to get ahead somewhere. That's when these things rear their ugly heads.
Okay.
When people are fighting for these resources.
Finally,
yes, sorry.
Finally, since you have gone soft on Barrow, maybe it will be conflicted for me to ask you this question. Political parties, I imagine, and there is a lot of, boast about the need for regime change in 2026 because Gambians are disappointed about corruption and about a lot of things. So how do you see these issues in your perspective? Are you comfortable with the status quo, or do you choose to pick on fighting?
No, and this is another my moves that people haven't really picked up because they are all into this wage part. That is, either you have to be here or be there, which is fine. Politicians who are politicians, political party supporters will be political party supporters. So if you don't pick their side, you are an enemy right away. It doesn't matter. But one of the things I've been emphasizing on, and I've been literally putting even this Gallup movement thing, if you see, I supported it. It's for only one reason, and maybe most people do not pick up on this. And that is my emphasis has been trying to see how do we strengthen the democracy that we have fought so hard to get? How do we strengthen the institutions that we so hard so far to take from rest from Jammeh's hands? That's been my main goal. So when it comes to political parties, that's also been my main focus. Not to really take sides as in be this party or that party. Someday I will do that. But for now, that's where I've been putting the emphasis. And every interview I've had about this issue, I've always said this. I would like to see a coalition of political parties. Because our democracy, the way I want to see it is, I want it to see it strong. NPP should not just come and dominate and be the party in power, be in charge of everything, dominate the country. Everybody is just small and they are big. No, we need a vibrant multi-party democratic system where NPP will be watching over their shoulders and working hard because they know if they don't, somebody is going to come there and take it from them. That's what I want. And the way to do that is to have a hard-fought election battle. A real good one. Give NPP a run for their money. That's what I want to see. So I've been talking about this all over the place. I said, look, if the political parties want to see themselves a shot, the opposition parties that is, they must form a coalition. Because this is what the NPP has done. The NPP has formed, NPP is a coalition. If you look at it, you know what I'm talking about. So, and that's where NPP's strength is coming from. And I mean, you see all strands and colors of the country, all the different cultural and linguistic backgrounds. All of them are fully represented. This is where their strength lies. If parties also want to be able to gain electorally and win even, they must come together as a coalition. I've been happy on this. I've been happy on it. But no, they don't hear these things. It's only, oh, you know, he's Barrow. Yes, I love Barrow. I'm not going to hide that. I like the guy. Really, at this position, the way he carries himself, the way he, I like his vibe. But so I also like Honorable Mr. Dabo. He's not my enemy. I like him. Very much so. I see him as a comrade.
So will you vote for NPP or UDP or?
No, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to declare who I'm going to vote for. In fact, I haven't decided on that yet. When that time comes, I will in fact make my position clear.
But from what you are saying, I mean, you said you love Barrow so much that you have gone soft on him. So there's no doubt that you are an NPP, maybe a secret.
No, but you see, Balde, this is the problem. I also just told you I like Hussein Dabo. I love him too, but you didn't.
But you cannot love two people equally.
I know. You can. If you have 3 daughters, 2 sons, are you able to spread the love to all the 5? You do, right?
So, well, but deep in you, there is someone that you have so much deep in you, there must be someone you have so much attached to. You may not display it, but in your heart, that's the guy that you have. You know, if you are soft on someone.
No, not that. You see, for me, I think you are trying to press me to declare my support for one or the other. But what I'm trying to say is that I have, because both of them, I happen to, because Barrow, I don't know well. See, this is the thing. Usaino, I mingled it with more than Barrow. Usaino, I did spend more time with Usaino than I did with Barrow. So, I mean, I have seen a side of them that, for me, in my opinion, I've seen. So there are certain things I like about both, and there are certain things I don't like about both. But what I'm trying to say is that, as far as liking somebody, really liking, I do. I really like. I really like them. So the reason why I emphasize on the Barrow one is that people want me to say, everybody to say they don't like Barrow. He's a terrible guy. He's a horrible man. Da, 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 da. And I keep trying to say that to show them that no, if people have that feeling towards him, I don't. I like him. I love him. I really do. All the several times I've met him, I found him to be a very, very genuine guy, a very decent man, somebody who cares about this country, somebody who, I can do business with. I really do. So, but if you flip the question and said, do you like Hussein? I would tell you, yes, I love him. I really do. He's a man I care deeply about, and he knows it. He knows it. So, the Barrow one, I always emphasize on it because of the fact that it always is the one that comes up. Nobody asked me this question. So what about Hussein? What about, no, it's always about you and Barrow. Yes, and I always have to keep emphasizing on that so that they know that if they are looking for me to say, oh, I don't like him, he's horrible, like they like to stop, how people like to say sometimes, he's horrible, he's a dictator, he's this. I don't see him like that. I don't see him as a dictator. I don't see him as a horrible man. I don't see him as a terrible guy. No, I don't. The government that he leads, that he's the president of, and I blame him for some of these problems in that government. I really do, because he's the leader, he's the man in charge. Just already, I talked about the land issues. There's no land reform in the Gambia. It's a disaster as we speak. I blame him for that. He's the president. But you see, when I say these things, nobody wants to listen to it. It's only they want you to say, Barrow is horrible, he's a bad guy, he's a terrible man, nobody should listen to him, he's this, is that. I don't see him like that. I care deeply about man. I love him. I mean, I really, really like him. I do. I'm not gonna lie about that. If that makes me his biggest fan and supporter, yes, I am there. I really am.
Anyway, on that note, thank you so much, Banka Manneh, for this great conversation. I really appreciate it. I hope to have you once again on this channel to talk about insightful issues on Gambia and the way forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.